students saying that they are still in captivity. POS operator killed in Anambra as high-tension wire falls. Nigerian faces 47 years in jail for $819,000 US fraud. Benue governor orders arrest of newlywed killers. Benue governor orders arrest of newlywed killers. They've been accused of killing, and the government has said they must be arrested. And the Amas Long Road, resistance, resources, and the push for statehood. You might want to read that. It's in the belly of Punch for today, the 6th of August, 2025. Let's see what Vanguard holds. Church of Nigeria formally cuts ties with Wales over lesbian archbishop. Remember when it was headlined a few days ago that a lesbian archbishop was appointed? Anyway, the Church of Nigeria, that's Anglican Communion, has officially cut ties with the church in Wales following the appointment of Bishop Cherivan, who is an openly lesbian cleric. She became the 15th Archbishop of Wales, and the decision was announced by the Parliament of Nigeria, as the Portrait of Nigeria, the Most Reverend Henry Ndukuba, who described the development as an abomination and a serious departure from biblical truth. Obi's single-term pledge raises dust ahead 2027. I'm still looking at VanguardNGR.com. Right after that, we'll get back to what we can find on the front page of Punch. Of Vanguard, rather. Oil and gas, NNDPRA moves to unify safety environment regulations to ease compliance. 2027. Benga Hashim movement, swagger, weaker over Tinubu's second term. States versus discos. Commissioners accuse EEDC of reducing power supply in Enugu. The story about Peter Obi's second single-term pledge raising dust has a few riders. Let's take them. A true leader can turn things around in 48 months. According to Peter Obi, it is a threat to 1999 Constitution. PDP replies. That's on the single-term bid. It smacks of desperation, occurring opponents. You can take Obi's promise to the bank. Abaribi assures. One tenure is lofty but insufficient, Imasuen says. Is an insult on our collective memory. Buhari's aide. So different people have different opinion on the matter of Peter Obi saying he just wants one single term, after which he will not run for a second term in office. Atiku Buni others celebrate Nafisa, a 17-year-old world best in English. That's on page 27. Atiku Buni others celebrate Nafisa, 17-year-old world best in English. APC governors rally round party chair Yelwata, dismiss opposition as non-existent. Above the masthead, commissioners accuse EEDC of reducing power supply in Enugu. That's on page 19. Kayamo, aviation experts on war path over Lagos airport renovation. Banks wooed me with pretty ladies for deposits and sent thugs when my business went down. From Otedola on page 9 says, banks wooed me with pretty ladies for deposits and then sent thugs when my business went down. Court restrains Governor Bago from shutting Badegi FM. That's on page 27. Two photos on the front page of Vanguard today. One is Zenith Bank hosting the Tigress team, the basketball team. And the second is of IBB receiving First Lady in Mina yesterday. Front page, Mr. and Mrs. Mrs. sitting in front of a mirror says, "What's wrong in applying makeup? I'm doing it to make myself more beautiful for you." And Mr. replies from the other side of the house, "Maybe Your makeup, pardon me, you woke up this morning without makeup on the same bed with me. Did I complain? This day is up next. Buoyed by portfolio investments, capital importation improves to $5.64 billion in Q1. Only 5 states attracted investments as FCT displaces Lagos. Dengiwa, Tinubu building 6,112 homes, upgraded 150 slums, created over 152,000 jobs in the north. Dengiwa, Tinubu building 6,112 homes, upgraded 150 slums and created over 152,000 jobs in the north. Says many site workers are earning about 150,000 naira monthly and they are contributing to local economies. More details on page 9. Photo on the front page of this day is same as we saw on Vanguard, Zenith Bank's reception to celebrate the Tigress. Ecobank's biggest shareholder, South Africa's Nedbank, set to sell stake in major reset. Blames regulatory uncertainty impacts of U.S. tariffs. Says it plans to focus on Southern and East African regions. Tinubu's government is a total disaster. Western Buhari declares ex-minister Waziri. That's on page 36. We have Daily Trust up next. Southern candidate Jonathan or Obi? That's a question. Story starts on the front page and continues on pages 3 and 4. Southern candidate Jonathan or Obi. Remi Tinubu donates 4.15 billion naira in 7 months. Cargo clearance cost to rise as customs begin 4% levy collection. How 3 Yobe teenagers emerged victorious in world competitions. Sudan hit by world's worst hunger crisis. That's a report from the United Nations. Sudan worst hit by world's worst hunger crisis. Did you follow news across Africa today? Wow, must have missed. It's 7:30 to 8 a.m. Monday to Thursday. Ensure you follow tomorrow. Mother, 5 children killed in Katsina building collapse. Pretty sad. And the photo on the front page of Daily Trust is of Zenith Bank hosting the Tigress. The basketball team that made Nigeria proud 5 times in a row. Nigeria's rising external debt service raises red flags. Nigeria's rising external debt service raises red flags. Borrowing to service debt may become vicious cycle. According to experts, Nigeria faces health crisis, records 822 Lassa fever cases and 155 deaths. That's on page 7. We may incur more than 1 billion naira monthly loss over lowered tariff. EEDC cries out. Enugu Electricity Distribution Company is crying out. It says we may incur more than 1 billion monthly loss over lowered tariff. REP renovates 80 cemeteries in Zamfara as constituency project. REP renovates 80 cemeteries in Zamfara as his own constituency project. That's on page 7. Democratization process. CSO others seek active involvement of the electorate. Decry office holders prioritization of re-election over governors. Couple jailed 22 years for drug trafficking in Lagos. I have never been involved in rigging election or thuggery. That's on Peter Obi speaking. Says I have never been involved in rigging election or in thuggery. Wonders why some are skeptical about single term. PDP Chieftain says any party fielding Obi has advantage. Two more stories from the front page of Daily Independent before we round off with it and move on to the next paper. Nigeria's capital importation surges $5.64 billion in the first quarter of 2025. Abuja beats Lagos as Nigeria's destination for investments. $1 trillion economy. Tinubu assents to Insurance Industry Reform Bill 2025. And now, front page, the Daily Times. Flood destroys 50 houses and schools and churches in Plateau State. That's on page 8. Flood destroys 50 houses, schools, churches in Plateau. But the big story is court convicts 21 foreigners for hacking. Orders deportation. Court convicts 21 foreigners for hacking and orders their deportation. Tinubu signs insurance reform bill to boost financial sector. Police arrest 211 suspects in Delta, recovers 8.5 million naira ransom and firearms. Police arrest 211 suspects in Delta, recover 8.5 million naira ransom and firearms. NDA disowns fake list of successful 2025 candidates. NDA disowns fake list of successful 2025 candidates. So if you've been seeing any list, discard it. It is not from NDA. Africa requires 3 trillion naira to achieve climate goals, according to African Union, that's the AU. CDCFIB approves promotion of 30 assistant controllers general. That's on page 7 of the Daily Times. Let's take front page Nigerian Tribune before we take a break, and when we come back, take my papers. Nigerian Tribune. As Nigeria's capital importation hits $5.64 billion, Abuja overtakes its top investment destination in Q1, Ogun, Oyo, Kaduna Trail, Lagos. WhatsApp bans 6.8 million scam-linked accounts. WhatsApp bans 6.8 million scam-linked accounts. So the accounts that were banned were linked to scam by one way or the other, totaling 6.8 million of them. They've all been banned by WhatsApp. Health, poor sleep, linked to 172 diseases including dementia, Parkinson, and diabetes, according to a study. So sleep well. It says poor sleep has been linked to 172 diseases including dementia, Parkinson, and diabetes. That's on page 13 of Nigerian Tribune. Two photos on the front page of Nigerian Tribune. One is of Zenith Bank hosting the Tigris, and the second photo is of dignitaries at an event that was held at the International Culture and Events Center, the Dome in Akure, yesterday. Above the masthead, flood, 191 killed, 134,435 affected in 20 states already. That's an update from NEMA. NEMA says 119 people have been killed by flood and 134,435 people have been affected in 20 states. Tinubu signs Insurance Industry Reform Bill into law, targets $1 trillion economy. When we come back, more papers have been looked at.
This is our journey. We have had our finest moments and our darkest hours. Yet we pull ourselves back from the brink every time. We are a resilient people. We are Nigeria. And when we talk, we our views on Talk Radio 93.7 Citizen FM. A people united will never be defeated.
Stay connected to the heartbeat of the nation's capital. Tune in to FCT Today every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. on Citizens 93.7 FM Abuja. Get the latest updates on news, events, and happenings in and around the Federal Capital Territory. From politics to entertainment, business to culture, we have got the inside scope. Join the conversation, stay informed, and be ahead of the curve. Don't miss FCT Today every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. on Citizens 93.7 FM Abuja. FCT Today, your window to the FCT every Wednesday, 12:30 p.m. on Citizens 93.7 FM Abuja.
The issues everyone expected because was coming from the president. Clearly behind the way the people took the battle in their hands. Some civil servants will die without a roof over his head. The cause.
If we cannot trust you, then you cannot take the ticket of this country. Who said cannot be divorced from those who cause the crime? Honestly.
The passion.
You must have national spread. So where is it?
Why are you so concerned about that?
He said one was I never.
No. The platform is always the same. Insight on Citizen FM 93.7. The source is constant. My name is Lawrence Moite. There is always an opportunity. Tomorrow Insight returns with another interesting Insight with Lawrence Moite on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja. Be part of the experience. Oh my people, make una come gather here. Which kind tori una wan hear on top radio? Wetin dey catch fire on top social media? Bring am on top make we talk am for Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Monday go reach Thursday and the time na 5:10 wey be 10 minutes after 5. Make we talk am as e dey be.
Did you miss out on the news during the week? Not to worry. Retrospect is here to make up for the misinformation. Retrospect is a complete package of all the major news headlines that make the airwaves from Sunday to Saturday. Join me, Esther Musu, on the program Retrospect on Citizen 93.7 FM Abuja every Sunday at 6 p.m. Retrospect, we keep you informed. And we're back. It's newspaper headlines today on Citizen FM 93.7. We've looked at a couple of papers. Up next is Nature News. Tangier Declaration. African cities commit to carbon neutrality, and that's on page 3. Zulum allays fears of allow dam collapse amid rising waters. Governor Zulum allaying fears of allow dam collapse amid rising waters. Minister CSF unite as Nigeria sets 2030 targets for ODF status. AI camera tech set to transform future of farming. I needed to get myself together. Fitzpatrick speaks on finding phone. Now something from the world of sports. Still front page Nature News. Shippers Council ties Nigeria's $1 trillion economy to maritime reform. Shippers Council ties Nigeria's $1 trillion economy to maritime reforms. Guterres appoints Egypt's former Environment Minister Yasmin Fouad as UNCCD chief. SAP's program meant to transform Nigeria's agriculture. Vice President Shettima is speaking. World leaders reignite talks to curb global 475 million tons plastic. Early campaign breaches electoral law. INEC warns politicians. And they have banned electioneering. Electioneering has not been lifted. Falana clarifies. The ban on electioneering has not been lifted. Early campaigns is a breach of electoral law. INEC warns politicians. Tinubu signs insurance reform bill into law, targets $1 trillion economy. PDP's political gerrymandering has ended. Bode George. Calamities. Mrs. Tinubu donates 1 billion naira food items and clothes to Niger. Shall we see that now? Move now. Lagos warns residents in flood-prone Lekki, Ikorodu, Ajebule areas. Katsina, Kano, Kaduna rush to prevent disaster. Anambra Guba, 15 million naira campaign permit fee, sacrosanct according to government. Let's see what we have on pen pushing media today. Pioneer students of Eba Obafemi Community Grammar School grace pen pushing media anniversary. Olubadun Advisory Council nominates Ladoja as 44th Olubadun. Yep. Olubadun Advisory Council nominates Ladoja as 44th Olubadun. Former Secretary to Enugu State, Otuaranya emerges Vice Chancellor, University of Nigeria. Oh, I just saw that. We have fresher updates. Okay. Terrorist Bello Turji surrenders arms, releases captives after Islamic clerics' intervention. He has released 32 kidnapped persons and he has agreed to stop attacking farmers. That's Bello Turji. 37 condemned prisoners are awaiting execution in Bauchi State. 37 condemned prisoners are awaiting execution after being sentenced for capital crimes in Bauchi. Hit and run driver kills 2 motorcycle occupants along Ilisom Agoyoyo Road. And finally, Obasanjo urges support for traditional medicine and health fund for Africa. The Guardian is up next. Concerns over new customs levy and weak import as car ownership turns luxury. Concerns over new customs levy, weak import as car ownership turns luxury. Importers take advantage of additional charge for price gouging. That's on page 6. And then there's a full infographic on the front page of The Guardian. The NBS foreign trade data showed the trend in value of used vehicle imports. 2021, 2022, 2023, and 2024. All of that on the front page. Toyota Corolla, Honda Accord, and Prado, all there on the front page. Investors raise stake in Nigeria with $5.6 billion capital inflow the first quarter of 2025. ADC leadership crisis deepens as INEC chairman withhold backing. 1.5 million children die of vaccine-preventable diseases yearly. News on page 30. Recapitalization looms as Tinubu signs insurance reform bill. Nigerian News Direct is up next. Granting Lagos State special status is overdue. Sanwo-Olu tells RMAFC. Granting Lagos State special status is overdue. ADC State Chairman rejects coalition. Declare move undemocratic. Federal government approves 4.2 billion research grant for universities and they've set up 18 innovation hub. Airtel Nigeria deploys AI and satellite tech to tackle data surge and other network challenges. Missouri joins Gubare, says it is a fair's turn. That's Oshun 2026. Daily Sun is up next. Right after that, to look at Sporting Sun, and it will be a wrap for today. 2027 PDP zones presidency to the south, north to hold on to chairman. Kano APC pledges to deliver 1.5 million votes for Tinubu. Southwest PDP will lead his defeat in 2027. Wenga speaks. My one-term presidency will focus on reforms, not personal ambition. Says turning the tide in 4 years is possible. Peter Obi. Anglican Church cut ties with Wales counterpart over LGBT issues. I've been vindicated for not choosing Wike as vice president candidate. Atiku says nobody takes FCT minister serious. Federal government awards 4.2 billion naira grant for innovation and entrepreneurship. Tinubu signs insurance industry reform bill into law. APC raises issues over Adeleke's absence. He's in the U.S. for Davido's wedding. PDP says Adeleke is in the U.S. for Davido's wedding. Anyway, rounding off now, we got Sporting Sun. Inter lines up new Lookman bid, sets deadline. Nigerian clears belongings from Atalanta training ground. Newcastle ready to sell Alexander Isak. Slot provides Van Dijk and Alisson update. Alleged rape. Party released on bail. Zenith Bank splashes 200 million naira on the Tigress. Real Betis offer arrives late for Ndidi. Porto rejects Keyworks 30 million euros price tag. La Liga picks coaches to decide who refs each match. Monaco to delay Pogba's debut for 3 months. Yamal's hook up with Nicky Nicole. Yamal hooked up with Nicky Nicole. That's about the size of News Over Headlines today on Citizen FM 93.7. News on the hour will come your way at 9, and then Citizen Sports will follow on its heels. Stay with us.
Kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ ló gbọ́ kúsọ̀ fún kòkó. Kẹ́rù gbogbo ìfọ́bẹ̀ bẹ́ẹ̀ kò tán ètò kan. Fúyọ́ sọ yóò sì lójú ọ̀run. Ìgbádùn rẹpẹtẹ pẹ̀lú bàbá Tóbi. Fúyọ́ sọ lórí iléeṣẹ́ Citizen FM 93.7 Àbújá. Ìgbádùn rẹpẹtẹ pẹ̀lú bàbá Tóbi. Ètò aláre yóò máa mì lókìkì. Bẹ̀rẹ̀ láti àgùntò mẹ́sàn-án sí àgùntò mọ́kànlá alalẹ́ ọjọ́ ìsinmi Sunday. Ọmọ yín olólùfẹ́ yín ni Olú Tọmọrí Wúlọ́bì MCTza bàbá Tóbi. Kéńtì ọ̀rọ̀ fún ẹ̀. Jagunla kò dàgbáyé tàtókò ètò ẹ má gbàgbé o ìgbádùn rẹpẹtẹ pẹ̀lú bàbá Tóbi lálẹ́ Sunday ni o ìlàjẹ àdúgbò mẹ́sàn-án títí dé àdúgbò mọ́kànlá gbáko lórí iléeṣẹ́ alálùbáríkà Citizen FM 93.7 Àbújá àbójútó o ẹ má mí ìṣe o mèsì kọ̀kú.
Àpáta, bàbá.
Bye.